right. Welcome to today's episode of Your Daily Scrum. I am professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This gentleman to my side, left or right, I'm not sure anymore. The camera flips it around, is Todd Miller.
Yep.
Todd, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well, Todd. I'm kind of surprised though. A lot of people don't realize that, we wrote a book.
Huh.
I saw a few messages where they're like, hey, is there anywhere else we can check out content from you guys? We got a whole book.
Yeah.
Right. We wrote this thing called Fixing Your Scrum, Practical Solutions to Common Scrum Problems. It's available at Amazon and at Prog. And so, if you want more of our Scrum insights, there's a book out there.
Check it out.
Check it out. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. If you already have the book, leave us a comment on YouTube. Tell us has it helped? If we're ever approached about a second edition, what would you like to see? Let us know in the comments. It'd be great to hear. But today's not about the book, so let's move off of that. What is the most important Agile principle? So we got this in a class recently. I was teaching applying professional Scrum course, and they were asking us, and in fact, we actually have a public one coming up. We normally don't teach it in public. It's normally a private course. So if you want to see this class, check us out at agileforhumans.com. Mm-hmm. But in this class, someone asked you, which is the most important? And so what I want to do, Todd, before we answer this, I want to take one of them out of play. So there's 12 principles on the manifesto for Agile software development. The first one is our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Now, since that one says our highest priority, let's take this one out of the most important mix. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that's de facto. That is most important, shipping and delighting customers. But if you look at the rest of the principles, which one would you say is most important?
So I'm going to be the guy that says it depends. And may I say why?
Oh, yeah.
Because so I know like one of the exercises that we do, we have an exercise in the Professional Agile Leadership Essentials class where you order these.
Yep.
The order always comes out different between every team. We also have an exercise that you and I like to run in a Professional Scrum Master class that is order the Scrum values based off of the context of a situation that we give.
Yep.
And so what I would say is I think this is maybe a really good facilitation technique that a Scrum Master could use, maybe even in a retrospective, and say, hey, team, let's order the Agile principles right now for what we feel is the most highly valuable thing for us to be paying attention to. And my guess is if you did that in a retrospective, you found some improvement towards that Agile principle, and you did it again a month later, that the order would be different. Right?
I actually, the first time I saw an activity like that run was from certified Scrum trainer, Jason Tanner. So Jason actually, he and I have talked about this, and it was probably 5 years ago where I saw this, but Tanner actually came up with a really cool way to do that as well. But same kind of idea, right, Todd? That in this moment, order these in a forced rank. And I think it does a lot of great things. It shows us what's front of mind right now. But what happens, Todd, if architecture and technical excellence fall towards the bottom? What does that tell us? What kind of trade-offs we're making, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I mean, what happens if we're not welcoming changing requirements, right? What happens if we don't have working software because it's not considered to be a primary measure of progress? So what happens if business people and developers is ordered really low? And so I think that that kind of activity lends itself to us having conversations of things that might be, we might not be cognizant of.
Right.
And that's why I hesitate to say the most important, because I think based on the context of whoever this is listening on your situation, what is most important to you right now might not be most important to the other person that's listening over there.
So Todd is taking the more mature, responsible approach, which I like. I'm not that guy. I'm going to say this is the most important. Although I definitely listen to, Todd makes some great points, but for me, simplicity has always paid off. And so if you're unsure which one to look at first, this is my go-to. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. I think this is huge, right? Your product backlogs need to be minimal but sufficient. Your products need to be minimal but sufficient. We're trying to do the least amount of work possible but still meet the need. because there's so much value out there we need to capture that we can't linger and gold plate and do all these other things. We need to keep moving forward, and simplicity lets us do that. It also gives us the power to say no. So many good things that we talk about in these videos flow from this principle. But Todd's right. In your current context, this may not be the most important thing. And so consider that. But if you're confused about where to start, this one could be interesting.
Yeah, that one goes along with one of my favorite quotes of all times. And you know this. It's by Yvon Chouinard, the founder of Patagonia. To simplify yields a richer result, right?
Yeah.
So I dig that.
Yeah, try out that activity with your teams, right? Put each principle on a card in Mural or Miro or whatever online facilitation tool you're using these days. Have them sort them out, force rank order, and see where things are landing. Investigate why the trade-offs that we're making, like why those make sense. And yeah, that could be a fun retro. Let us know in the comments how that goes, right?
Yeah, please.
Todd, I think we're good on this one. I'm going to move us over to our end plate. Check out the videos below. We hope that these videos are helpful. Like and subscribe so you know when we drop new content. Check out the socials. Let us know in the comments. How did that activity go? What are your thoughts? Which principle is most important to you? And tell you what, we hope you have a great week or a great weekend. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers, everybody.